that I don't. I think I saw like mixed reviews, but Black Adam,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
like it wasn't super duper. Like people just hate The Rock. There's that, Um, it's not the worst movie that they
It's definitely
made.
not the worst movie. No.
Um,
No.
is there some parts that made me giggle a little? Yes,
Right.
but overall, it's not the worst movie they made. But I just think once stuff goes out and people start figuring out what side they want to be on,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it goes. There's a movie that came out last year. I know I've mentioned it, but I don't know if people be paying attention. But 40 Acres, I mentioned that, right?
Oh, what is it about?
It's Danielle Deadweiler, who's my favorite actress. I'm gonna say that every time. My currently my favorite actress working in the Hollywood.
All right.
So it's like her and her blended family. It's like years later, and there's like a thing. There it's like kind of post-apocalyptic sort of,
Mm-hmm.
and so they have this farm and they're protecting it, and they basically got to protect it from like raggedy scavenger people that are just trying to take what other people have.
Right.
But the story's cool, the acting is cool, the action is cool. A little bit of a different story. I think a lot of people may have got thrown off by the name
Mm-hmm.
because when you hear 40 acres, you automatically think 40 acres and a mule, and
Right.
then they think it's quote unquote woke. But it was a really good
I've
movie.
never thought that in my life, but I know what you mean.
Not you.
Right. It's
But you know how they are.
right.
So
Right.
all that to say, it was a good
So
movie.
there's
It got
no
good.
connotation whatsoever to 40 Acres and a Mule?
Well, there is a little bit. Like they have a farm, so it goes back. Like she's in Canada because her ancestor, went to Canada so he could be free, and he purchased
Oh, gotcha.
this
Gotcha.
farmland, and so they've kept it going all this time.
Okay, because I was about to say
Um,
that's a really really strong choice to not be like no
yeah,
it has
yeah,
nothing to do with that whole thing.
yeah. It almost has nothing to do with
Got it.
the
Okay.
story. Like the
That's
story
just,
could have been, they could have named it like something else, and
mm-hmm.
you wouldn't have missed the 40-acre part.
Got it.
Um, so all that to say that the movie came out. It got really good reviews. I want to say it came out either like before Sinners or right after Sinners,
Mm-hmm.
but for some reason it just didn't, like it didn't catch wind.
Right.
Um, and but the critics loved it. I thought it deserved to be nominated
Word.
for
Yeah.
something. And she's I don't know what it's gonna take for people to realize how good of an actress she is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I guess maybe it didn't get nominated because it kind of did like a hybrid thing. It
Mm-hmm.
came out in 2024, but it hit like our theaters in 2025.
Yeah, that was my question. I was gonna say, is it a new movie or like a something that came out a while ago? That's not
So
too
it
old.
came
That's not
out.
too old.
Yeah, I'm trying to see when the theatrical release. You would like it because I know that there's gonna be one kid. You like yelling at kids, so
I do enjoy yelling at kids.
there's a kid that.
Look, I gotta
Whenever-
clarify. I don't like spoiled kids in movies. Was it Raising Dion? Raising Dion on Netflix. Man, I wanted to flip a table because as soon as someone said I like it, I was like, "What in the hell?" I hate the kid. I'm mad at the mama for raising a little piece of crap kid. I don't like spoiled kids in any show, any movie or anything. It's just hard to watch because if I end up wanting to jack up the kid, right now I don't like the parent or the kid. So it's really, really difficult for me. Don't ever suggest anything with spoiled kids in it for me, y'all, because I'm gonna be like, this is a piece of crap
It's
kid.
not. It's actually this is not a spoiled kid, and you'll understand his dilemma. You should watch
Okay.
it.
All right.
Tell you where to go to watch it. So Will me not knowing how to do this. Will on Instagram said, I've genuinely not been disappointed by a Marvel movie. I was disappointed
Ooh.
by the Dark Crystal or whatever.
Which one is that?
That Thor Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
I call it
Yo,
I call it
listen,
Dark Crystal.
there's definitely been movies that really just missed the bar in terms of impact, in terms of connectivity, in terms of just really good introductions to, or not even introductions, into making me care about what's happening, and I'm already invested as a fan. So if you go to Marvel, the Madness, what is it, Doctor Strange, something of Madness, Multiverse of Madness, that movie had a chance, and I've watched it at least two to three times just to double check, and it got eaten alive for a lot of good reasons. Like, you have the X-Men's gonna be there. You got Professor X in there. You got a version of, Fantastic Four, the smart guy, and like, you got a lot of cool things. And I was genuinely excited. I'm like, oh, they got Professor X in there, only to get his neck physically, psionically snapped by how? I don't know. Like, bad writing after bad writing after bad writing of the story plots. And I'm like, how do you drop the ball when you have all these good things? And I'm like, it's not hard, because they have great templates of how to actually do introductory, hey, we got a character we've never seen before. I didn't care. Like, I didn't care when Mr. Fantastic got killed and spaghettified, because it was stupid. It was just stupid. It was like his whole point of being there was just weak. So when he died, I felt nothing except for, really? That's it? Oh well. All right, on to this weird amalgamation of really weird ideas. Okay, go. This isn't a Doctor Strange movie to any good context, but it's more like a Wanda movie. And I don't like Wanda. Still don't like Wanda. I guess I'm not supposed to like Wanda.
Wow.
All right, so I got all the way to the end of the movie, and I said, she didn't redeem herself at all. So, all right, good thing the witch is dead. What else we got? This has been a mediocre story, and I don't like Chavez enough. Chavez could have died too.
But those are all personal. Like,
no, of course it is. I'm just saying, like, in the writing, what did you do to make me like America Chavez? That was an opportunity to say, okay, sweet, who's this new character? And she was just a MacGuffin the whole movie. She barely got enough screen time to make me actually care. And that's what I mean, like, when you're talking about the structure of a movie and an introduction to a new character. Do I care about the new Spider-Man boy? Yes, because you made me care about him. You made him connected to Tony Stark. You made his plight unique. I've seen Spider-Man's story, 50 jillion times. I know who Peter Parker is, but this Peter Parker, you made me care about him. Not because he got his own movie. I'm talking about in Civil War. That little bit of screen time that you gave, to that Peter Parker made me care about him. Because he was a character and he had feelings and he had, well, good. I don't know. I don't want to say good acting. It's not her fault. It's the actor's fault. She did what she was told to do, and she did the best job that she could. But I didn't care about her enough. Not enough. She was a character. She had powers, and what was the resulting, I guess, goal that you got from her being? Did you care about her enough to see her in the next movie? Not really.
I care about her because I like to see brown people being superheroes.
Yeah. See, that's not enough. I wanted to see Sam Jackson's show become something that made me like his character, because it was a glimmer of hope in Secret Invasion, and I was like, I was waiting the whole time, and they got a little bit where him and Rhodey started talking about how difficult it is to be in the military and black. I was like, they gonna do it? And then they didn't do it. They had a little brief little back and forth. I was excited though, because they haven't done that yet for, his character. What's his name? What's Sam Jackson's character name? he means less to
Captain
me.
Crunch.
Whatever his name is, yeah.
I remember that time you called him one-eyed. I'm not gonna say that.
Right. Listen, man. But yeah, it's like when you drop the ball, because that could have been dope. Like they could have really dove into what makes him a character in that show. They tried, and then they introduced a little alien black lady wife for him, and you know what I'm saying? I was like, I still don't care, because that's it. You're not gonna actually go into any like really good deep stuff. Nope. He was just married.
Dang it, Teresa, we were gonna let him flutter. She named him Nick Fury. So I guess that's his name.
There it is. Yeah, he's deleted. And that fight scene at the end, trash. All the stuff, man. I was locked in though. I was trying to wait for them. I watched the whole thing just to see where they were gonna go with it. But if at the end of it, I'm just like, okay, that's that. What's next? We got that out of the way. That's off the docket. I watched it. Falcon Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hate it, but Lord knows it definitely didn't have the potential it should have. They could have made that really dope. All these years following Captain America and fighting with Captain America, and you ain't learned to kick people same way he kicked people. Take the god doggone serum. Shut up, Sam. I ain't got time for you. Take the serum and shut up. I'm out here without a serum. Who told you to do that? There's no negative effects of taking this serum that we know about.
I just want, I know it's a different world, but I just want, Bane to run up on him.
Jeez.
Give him a little crack back, man. Come on,
something,
bro.
Man. I'm out here without a serum. As if that's a good thing to say. So why didn't you take it again? Make a line in the actual movie where it makes sense. Oh, your life expectancy can go down by 80% sometimes. That would be a good reason to be like, oh, cool, I didn't know that.
Here's my thing. He was he's acting like he's doing it, all clean on the up and up, but you're using Wakandan technology.
Correct.
If you're not gonna take the serum, then don't take any enhancement.
Don't take any enhancement and be I'm out here, taking these hits as a regular human with nothing. I just got a t-shirt on. Now I may say, all right, well, you're dumb, but please don't act like you're doing something that's,
you
admirable.
Fly. Put them wings down, son.
And then have them somehow genetically strap them to your spinal cord so you can't be grounded. First thing that ever happens in a fight is you get your wings ripped off, so now you're just 10% effective. That's the most. These are the things where I'm like, all right. Nobody smart is really controlling. If I care about this character,
I think they're So without going too far into it, but we've talked about this. This is part of why we came up with Dwayne Kelly all those years ago, is to point at all the kind of ways that they try to neuter black heroes.
Absolutely.
So they just figure out different ways to take the sting. People got mad at me when I said that basically that that movie he did was very similar to Civil War. It's almost the same plot. But it's they did everything to make it safe. I don't know. Let's stop with our angry ranting, because Teresa's saying, "Are you sure you had a nap today?" And I don't know who's talking to, because I know I didn't.
Hey, lady says, "Yo, Marcus, thanks for taking a look at my portfolio this morning. This was awesome meeting you. It is my pleasure, and thanks for joining. Good to see you in the chat. That was fun, man. I do enjoy. I got to talk at Kennesaw State today. It was pretty dope. Visited the classroom. It was really cool. Thank y'all for the invite. It was great. But yeah, a lot of talented folks that I got to see their portfolios. That's fun. But yeah, we can move forward. The point is, all I said was I'm looking forward to seeing the movie that's coming out, right? Eventually. but
Which
my
one? Oh, the
the
Avengers.
Doomsday thing, and I'm just like, I want to see it just to say, it's all right. Let's see what they do, because I am curious as a fan. But come on, man, at this point, my expectations have. I just kind of drop them off. I'm not expecting it to be good. I'm not expecting it to be great. If in fact any of those things are true, I'll be happy. But my expectations are, low now. Not even low.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't even want to have them like built up. It's like we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That way I can keep it. I can keep it, neutral.
I just go into it. Like I made that decision a while ago. I'm just going into it. Like I try not to even watch the previews. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it be what it is. If I love it, then I'll say it. If I don't, I don't. But
right, because to your point when you said there was Marvel fatigue, it doesn't exist when they do a good job. When you write a movie like so, Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't necessarily some groundbreaking story that it could have been. I say it could have been fantastic because they could have murdered all of the freaking old X-Men and I would have been standing and applauding in the theater. I would have had a great time. But it wasn't necessarily the best story. It was okay. It was enough to say, hey, that's Deadpool, that's Wolverine. I wanted them to fight. And that's exactly, he said it in the movie. Let's give the people what they came to see, and I was like, that's pretty much what I came to see. I want them to fight. I want them to fight well. And and then everything else after that, I had these little check marks where I'm just like, listen, if you give people fans, not even people, if you give fans of these characters at the very basic, just give them the characters, man, that show up in the comic. They do very comic accurate stuff. Then you're halfway there. Literally, you're halfway there of saying, are fans going to enjoy this? You can't mess up a Spider-Man movie if he's doing Peter Parker and Spider-Man stuff. If in this new movie that's coming out, and these trailers are to be believed, if this fool starts turning into the spider, mutation that happened in the comics, and he gets like 6 arms, that's gonna be nuts. Because I read that comic and I remember that comic. I was like, well, they're not gonna do that, and I'm giddy like, oh, they're gonna do that?
yeah,
that's gonna be nuts.
That's the first thing I thought of. And
Right.
I did feel excitement.
See, so they're halfway there with my expectations being like, oh, if they're gonna do it, it's gonna be cool.
Here's my thing about Deadpool and Wolverine. Was I entertained? Yes. Did I think it was necessarily a good movie? It was alright.
Right.
But it was entertaining, and I guess as somebody who was like in love with the old Hulk series and watched the Captain America live action series and Spider-Man, like to see how far it came, to see how far it's come and how much more detail and how much more cool this stuff is. Even the bad stuff is like, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But like then you have like the stuff that they do to like Cyclops. Like Cyclops, I don't know if I'm just too old, but I remember when Cyclops was the man. Yeah. Like, and then what they did with him in the live action, that kind of stuff hurts. But overall, like we talk trash about DC movies, but I can't tell you one of them that I only seen one time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I still go back because the Man of Steel was slow and had 6-hour action sequences, but it's still the homie, like Superman, who I've been a fan of, like as long as I can remember. So I'm still gonna watch him. Like, I guess I don't get. Okay, so G.I. Joe.
The recent movie?
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
like,
man.
As huge of a fan of G.I. Joe as I was, those movies, the first one was like, okay, it's watchable, it's weird, but it's watchable. The second one was like, oh no. And then the Snake Eyes one, I was just like, how could you mess that up?
Correct.
But I still, I'll still watch them because I'm like a super duper fan.
Right.
So I guess I just don't put so much weight on it to where, like, I'm trying to think of something that they remade that like ruined my. Okay, maybe Star Wars.
There you go. I was gonna say that's not hard now. I got an easy one.
Like they tore down the infrastructure.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It was. Ooh, that was tough.
It's tough.
Like Star Wars, when I was like little, Star Wars was everything.
Right.
But it just spiraled, and it even before the movies. Remember when he when he went back and added stuff to the old ones and all of that? Yep. It started there. I was like, stop, put that down. I didn't need you to answer that. I didn't need you to answer that.
Right.
And then when they did the new movie, like there was all these little continuity things. So imagine, children, if you will, like if you've been a fan of something for like 30 years and you know those movies inside and out, and now they're coming in and they're just throwing these little wrinkles, which means something that happened previously just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
It was like, whew, I wish that they would have just left that alone. I wish that
things in Star Wars that didn't make sense was, Han Solo meets with Boba Fett. Not Boba Fett, I'm sorry. With the big slug.
Greedo?
No. Big slug. Jabba. Yeah, I'm sorry. What is it? Boba Fett. He meets with a human Boba Fett. And I remember asking him, I was like, so who's that guy? That's Boba Fett. I was like, you mean from the other movie? I don't understand what's happening. Which I thought he was a slug. That he went back and fixed that. And I was like, thank you for fixing that problem. I don't know why they did that the way they did it. But that guy was in there and he's like, I'm not gonna go back and put that back in because I don't know. As a director, that was a problem he noticed and somehow he had to go back and fix it.
But there was certain stuff you did fix, then there's other stuff that just stop it. I wish, and I'll always say this, I wish that when he decided to reboot the franchise, I wish that they would have told like a different story. Like
to reboot?
Not the Anakin. Like,
you mean Star Wars? When Star Wars got it?
Yeah, like when.
I mean, I'm sorry, Disney.
Well, even before Disney, like when they decided to go and do the Anakin, backstory. Yeah. I just think that was like, and I was excited when they announced it. Right. But then in hindsight, the way they executed it, I was like, y'all just made a mockery of this whole thing. Yeah. I hate you!
Well, he was passionate. He hated that guy at that point. I mean, he didn't follow up. Sorry about the typo. What did he say?
So he's saying in the cartoons, yes, Cyclops was the man, but in the movie, I agree they didn't follow up.
Right.
Yeah, and even before the cartoon, just like off the comics.
I was gonna say they started doing it in the comic. Yeah.
Yeah, where I lived, like Cyclops was the dude. Like he was the leader of the X-Men, and he was the man. So it's like when we was playing X-Men, everybody's fighting to be Cyclops. Right. So then the cartoon came and it was cool, and they started doing the Wolverine having a crush on that useless. She's not useless. I'm sorry, but and so they started mixing it, and then they leaned, heavily into it for the movies, and it just made him like a little. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I didn't want to follow him after that. I was like, how could you have that kind of position and somebody can punk you? And that just doesn't make sense. Like, literally.
Yeah, they did my boy wrong.
Right.
And now I don't know if they can, they can fix it because
give
he's
the
already
reins.
he's kind of, looked at as a lame. They got to just redo.
Thank you. I was gonna say it's definitely possible. I gotta double check my cord. I think my cord is dying. My computer be blacking out. Okay, look at this. Look at my screen.
Oh,
What
no.
what the hamburger is going on? And I think I just gotta double check the cord. It may be getting old or tired or something. I do keep my computer on pretty much on all day. So I think enough of that could be stressful to a monitor, but I ain't pay for you to get tired. You electric.
Boogie. Sorry,
Right.
I had to.
So yeah, but no, these are the things where I'm like, as a fan of anything, there's a good chance you're gonna have strong opinions. If it's done against what made you a fan, if they change the character enough, Superman and Man of Steel, him having to snap dude's neck, is the way they did it was stupid. I agree that Zod was worthy of killing because he said, whatever you do, you're gonna have to kill me, dog. I'm gonna keep going. But that's when people say that's not what Superman would do, that's not a lie. Superman wouldn't snap his neck. He would have snapped it in the comic. He didn't do it. He didn't. That's not how he resolves his problems. They already set it in place. Like he's going to just lock you up and make sure you don't get out.
He was eye lasering towards those people, man.
I know, but see, good old common sense writing says either cover his eyes and fly up. You sitting on the ground saying, I gotta, don't do it, nah. Fly up, Superman. God dang it. Writing wise, you have to make better sense than that. Was the only solution you came up with is just
listen, he had a 30-minute fight. He was tired of everything.
I was come on, y'all.
To me, what will forever be the stupidest decision in there is when he let his daddy die. Like that to me is worse than
bad writing. Bad writing.
Snapping the neck.
Yeah.
That was just worse. Like,
yeah.
I don't consider that bad writing. I consider that a bad decision. Like, it's a bad decision to go with.
It's the story though. Like the writing of the story says, how are we gonna kill Superman's dad? Right? Because he can't stay in the movie. Because in this universe, Papa Kent is not here, but he influenced Clark to stay hidden, right? So that scene was to set up why Superman is so passionate about keeping his, identity secret. His dad died, saying that the world wasn't ready, and that's why they had to put the bus scene in there saying, maybe you should have let all them kids die, Clark. Maybe. Like that was all to set up, Superman's reluctance. What is going on with the rep? I'm not touching you. Is it me moving? Is that what it is? Cut it out. I don't have to pick up my daughter tonight, so I'm actually gonna go a little bit longer, y'all. If that's all right with y'all, if that's all right with the rest of y'all.
I'm okay with that. So Derry says bad writing and bad storytelling. So, like, as a writer, from the standpoint of the writing, the reason why I like to differentiate is because there was nothing wrong with how they wrote the scene. It was just that they shouldn't have done the scene. Like, it was a bad idea. It was like, and it's set Clark on this path. You know what I'm saying? That that's going to always be etched in his brain. Where, so that's why I say, like, I try to differentiate. Maybe I'm just projecting.
You don't think it was the fault of the writing crew, is what you're saying?
Like, knowing how these things work, I don't know if there was like one person sitting in there and they made that decision, and then the director and the producer, everybody was like, okay, yeah, that's a cool way. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, them maybe coming to the writer, like, his dad's got to die. This is how it's gotta happen. I don't have enough information.
Right.
So I, like Derek said, storytelling. Yeah, I think it's bad storytelling.
What the hell is going on? It's got to be the cord.
You just need to use your offhand and hold the cord.
I feel like I gotta at least
specific.
Let me jangle. Look, let me jiggle the cord a little bit. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix it. Hold on. I'm coming. Let me turn off. I'm turning off my camera so y'all don't get
No.
Y'all can hear me working, but I don't want you to be flashed by my fancy attack. Blowing it. Blowing some paper sometimes like a roll these. Put you right back in there. There you go, you're back. And there we go. That's the only thing that I can think. I took it out, turned it on, you know what I mean? Turn it off, turn it on kind of situation. Seems a little dark all of a sudden. What's up with that? All right, let me fix my camera. All right, we're gonna work with that and see if that helps. Sorry, everybody on YouTube. It blacked out on YouTube because I unplugged it. Screen capturing. Can't capture anything. The screen ain't on, I guess. Shoot. But yeah, that's where I'm like, there's things that happen story-wise, script-wise, is where I'm like, okay, I understand you went that direction, but don't get mad at fans if you choose to change something in such a weird way that it makes no sense. Like in Superman versus Batman, what is it? Batman versus Superman movie. So many stupid things. So many stupid things. So he has to get back to Gotham and frickin' the city that Superman polices and takes care of is across a bridge from Gotham City, bro. You're talking about Superman is like, oh, that city over there across the bridge is not my jurisdiction, so I'm not gonna worry about crime over there. It's not my business. No, that's dumb. That's really bad writing, in my opinion. Batman was able to fly his plane across this body of water, and said, "That's where I live." Superman doesn't work over here; he works over there.
Like they don't, but also like the fact that one doesn't know about the other.
Yeah, man. Ooh,
right? So, you know,
really stupid stuff. Martha. All of these things, man. I was like, bruh.
You're gonna kill Martha.
How do you know that name? Well, detective. Like,
Like they were running out of time. They was like, hey man, we gotta end this,
right.
Get them on the same side quickly. What can we do?
Right. What can make me not kill? I would have broke Luther's collarbone. At least. Just real quick. No, I ain't gonna kill you. You're still gonna tell me where she at, but you ain't gonna need this collarbone, are you? Crack, 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 crack. You don't need that leg. Crack, crack, crack. I thought you weren't gonna kill me. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna break all of these necessary bones real quick. Just to show you I ain't playing with you. You threatening, somebody that can punch a building. So, crack, 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 crack. Bad writing constitutes saying, I don't have to kill you, but I'm not gonna let you threaten my mom. Here you go. Crack, crack, crack. If you kill me, you'll never know. I don't have to kill you. It's really smart. To hurt you though, so here you go. Boop, boop, boop. That's good writing for Superman. I know that he's not a Batman type of dude, but if he was he got laser eye mad, right? You put that in the movie. Superman's eyes were getting ready to laser Luthor dead. And then he calms down and says, you're right, I can't kill you. In his mind, I assume. And then I'm supposed to believe that that's the only thing that Superman could do to actually threaten Luthor. That's where I'm like, that's bad writing. Somebody has to be in the writing room to say, well, why didn't he just crack his neck? Oh, I mean, not crack his neck because that'll kill him. Why didn't he just crack his collarbone or, break his wrist? Because that would hurt. And Luther would then say, yeah! And then, okay. Stop breaking my bones, please. Well, I said, I ain't going to kill you, but you're definitely not going to leave here with all your bones intact. So you can tell me, or I can just keep going. And that would have did it really cool. It would have been like quick cracks. And then Superman is just whizzing by. Right? Every moment you don't tell me where my mama is, bro, you gonna lose a new bone. There you go. Simple stuff, man. And it just would have made sense writing wise. Now, is that Superman? No, not normally. I don't think he's ever done that. But if you mad enough and your mama on the line, guess what?
He also has like ridiculously super hearing.
Correct.
Like when I was doing my the story, for some reason I forgot, and I'm like,
yeah, everything.
I had him and Lois like speaking on like through earpieces, and my friend, I was like talking to her about it. She was like, and she don't know nothing about comics,
right?
She's like, but Superman got super hearing, so he didn't need it. I was like, good point. That's a very good point. You're right. You win. You win.
Right.
So, but yeah. So if he can hear anything or so much, he could have like listened for his mama's breaths. I personally, even as a kid, I was like, why are y'all not like murderizing these people? Like, why do y'all keep giving these dudes chances to come back?
Right. And it isn't to say that Zach didn't go the darker route. So these are darker, supposedly darker, tones.
Right. So go ahead and put that man in a cast. Oh, Harold's got a good one. Martian Manhunter in the Snyder Cut. Like way after the fact. There's like, you know what? I want to bring Martian Manhunter in here. Who's a character that's been in all these movies briefly.
Right.
Let's make him Martian Manhunter.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Not in a cool way. Like, I can understand the cool way.
Did you not turn your camera back on purpose?
Oh, no. My bad.
He over there picking boogers, y'all.
I could have been. My bad. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff to where if it actually, let me get my water. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me I'm gonna go get some water. Let me get some water real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. I think the stuff for me is like when I consider it to be like necessarily bad writing, it's like when like the dialogue is terrible. What?
Hold on 1 second. Let me turn off my audio here. 1 second.
Please.
How do I do that? Where's my audio? 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 Oh, you don't have a mute for live, do you? That's weird. Hold on. Ooh, yeah. Oh, here we go, right here. Okay.
So what I was saying before the old fella started messing up. For me, I think like when I say, I guess, like I said, as a writer, and then when you're like working with people, sometimes you have to do what they want you to do. So if they come to you and say, "Hey, we gotta, kill Zod here," then your job immediately goes from like, whether you like that decision or not, you got to figure out a way to make it work. So that's why I try to draw a line between like the craft of writing versus storytelling versus like decisions that they make. So I don't always like all the decisions that somebody makes. I didn't like when Gwen Stacy got all her back snapped in the Spider-Man movie because I liked the character, but at the end of the day, the way they executed it. So when I look at writing, I'm thinking execution, like continuity issues, like bad dialogue. Like there's a scene in that terrible Phoenix movie where they tell the people, "Give us the girl," and then there's this zoom in on Beast, and he's looking, and he's like, "No!" And that's all that happened. And it was terrible. So, that's how I try to break them, because I guess I'm empathetic, because writing and then knowing like how the processes can go behind the scenes. Um, like I've written stuff for people where it's like they were like, "Oh, this is a cool idea, but we can't really do this with that character. So can you figure out a way to still accomplish that without necessarily doing it that particular way?" And so I'm at that point, it's like, okay, that's not the decision that I would have made as the writer, but the people that own the character that are paying me to write this want to go that way. So, but then sometimes with these movies, the guy that's writing it is also going to be directing it, and it's just decisions, I guess. Like when I hear people say they don't like a particular way that things were going, I'm trying to think of a good example. It's like a decision thing versus is it writing? Like I don't have to always agree with the decisions that somebody makes, but I can say they still executed it. Al said, "Old police squad joke. Marcus leaves the desk but forgets he has a microphone on and goes to the bathroom." Y'all want the look? Y'all want the real experience or not?
I did do that, and then when I came back, I was like, no, I started rapping Busta Rhymes like as soon as I flushed, and he was like, "Yo, hey man, that's a little raw, ain't it?" I was like, "What, Busta Rhymes? Yeah, that's old school Busta Rhymes. I mean, if you don't like Busta Rhymes," and he was like, "Never mind, I ain't gonna say nothing." I was like, "Listen, man, take it easy, man. Busta Rhymes is a legend." I didn't know what he was talking about. Let me turn my audio on Facebook.
Ooh, my hometown got a black mayor. Boop, boop.
The delay on YouTube is ridiculous.
It's quite lengthy.
Right. It's like at least a good 30-second delay. All right, so we're gonna get this in.
I don't believe you, man.
Okay. All right. You can watch and see, or
where's Genesis glasses?
I was gonna put it on a separate layer, man. So I like to draw. Look, on a separate layer first. This is a really cool way to do it, right? Because then I could draw the glasses unimpeded by worrying about line art. Okay. Then I go back and I erase the line underneath said layer.
Yeah,
and that
you
way.
gotta do that. I was just joking with you, man. I know you gotta put our glasses on. I was when I said that part about the glasses. So there's a young lady on the interwebs, and she does these things. She's excited to watch a movie, and so she's. You remember the movie? I think it was called My Girl with the little dude Macaulay Culkin and the girl.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, I bet this is gonna be a fun kids movie." Blah, blah, blah. And then she comes back and she's like, just devastated. And she's like, they're having the funeral in the house. Oh, he can't see without his glasses. I was like, I guess I was older. I was old enough to ask, who is this for? Because you got this kid who's been like a megastar in these kids movies, and then you had him play a demon child, and you had him play the little kid that gets the bee stings and dies. And it's like, man, these are dark. I want him to be booby trapping people.
Right. Yeah, man. Listen, those kids grow up in the industry. And they probably get a good, an agent that's like, so I got 7 kids movies lined up. It's comedy, it's family. I don't want to do that.
I want to be a demon child.
Right. What do you mean by that? Because, these are great roles and I don't want to do that anymore.
I don't want to be typecast.
Find me a script that's dark, and I want to act, and I want to do some deep stuff. I want people to cry, stuff like that, man. They get, they get influenced by this wonderful industry that we call Hollywood, and I'm sure they got to go through the motions, man. You know what happened? You ever see what happened to the kid that played Neverending Story? Have you ever seen his journey?
I think it was bad.
Yeah, it's sad, and it's like he's not dead. That actor ain't dead. It just didn't go well, man. And cause you want like your movies that you were, they were heroes to you as a child. It's like, hey, I love that. Aw, dang it. That's what happened. The actor that played in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, man, really, really heavy. You know what I'm saying? Reality stuff. Like you're like, where did he go? That's that dude. He was in a good couple of movies I loved as a kid. Ghostbusters. He was in a lot of stuff. And then you see what happened to him in real life, and you're like, ooh, that does suck. I like that guy. Listen, man, he did the right thing on that one. Life got heavy. His wife passed away. He was like, hey, I got to stop acting so I can freaking raise my kids by myself. Listen, man, it's admirable. But it's like, oh, well, that's a good reason and for me to shut up and not be selfish about where's that dude? Where he's not acting? I want to see him in more movies so he can make me laugh. And life is happening to people hard, man. That's hard life. But yeah, it be like that sometimes. All right, what did I miss?
Excuse me.
All right, so
what did I miss?
All right,
the abyss, head first into the abyss.
Like I said, man, you got to sing the whole thing. If you're going to sing the thing, you got to sing the whole thing.
I was trying to type something, man. Get off my
Do it at the same time, man. You see what I'm doing?
I had my first cabinet meeting today. That's something to say. I'd rather be your
There you go, man. Come on. I haven't listened to that whole sound. I haven't listened to the whole thing in a good minute.
Alexander Hamilton. So listen, this is part of my thing when I'm on these road trips and I get sleepy. I turn on Hamilton, and that's like 2+ hours of just being hyped. Right. And usually by the time I'm done with it, I am wide awake and ready to tackle more driving. So, yeah.
Right. And I think that was the goal, man. Now, what is this talk I keep hearing people saying? Oh, when I went to go see it in theaters, when was Alexander Hamilton in theaters to watch as a movie?
Man, you suck. It was released, I guess, I want to say, let me see. I'll look for the thing. I saw it twice. Oh, and then,
you're talking about the Disney Plus version, right?
Yeah.
Like the play from Disney Plus was in theaters.
Yeah.
All right, see, I didn't know that. No one told that. I didn't see it on any dockets. When I went to go look at what was in the movie theater, I didn't see that.
Oh. So it returned to theaters. Well, yeah, on September 5th, 2025.
Cool.
And then before that, I got.
So it wasn't set up like a sing along. When did they listen? I think because again, I've never been to a sing along thing. I know Teresa went to one with Demon Hunter, K-pop Demon Hunter, Demon Slayer, Demon Hunter, whatever it is. I wonder when they started doing that. Was there sing-alongs before? Well, no. Let me see. What's the concert movies?
They've been doing it for a minute. Like
concert movies.
No, like they've done it with like Disney movies and stuff like that.
I didn't know.
I think a concert movie, like I don't know who would be quiet.
I was gonna say, it seems like that would be the most logical thing to say. Hey, we're gonna do. Was it something Swift? Taylor Swift had a movie, right? Concert movie thing.
Yeah, it's her, Beyonce. Like a lot of people are doing it now.
Correct.
What is the name of it? Oh, so Renee Elise Goldsberry. They did I guess it was kind of like a documentary film
Mhm.
called Satisfied, and that was
Okay.
in theaters. I saw that in the movie theater. That was
Mhm.
amazing. She's amazing. Like
What's the movie about?
it's
Or
just
documentary?
about her. So it documents her life, like at the time that Hamilton came in.
Mhm.
Like auditioning for it because she had already, Renee Elise Goldsberry, the black lady, the phenomenal, um, when they sing "Satisfied" and all that stuff.
Oh, cool, cool,
She
cool.
played, Angelica. So it documents her because she had already, you know, done some really good things and like other, Broadway,
Mm-hmm.
uh, properties. And so she was, she auditioned for Hamilton. She was married, and her husband were trying to have kids, and they kept having, unfortunate
Mm-hmm.
accidents when she would get pregnant and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, it details like all of this, like the stuff that was going on in her life, but it also breaks down how, like how they were, because in the beginning it took some time for them to perfect it, and it started off being done like
Mm-hmm.
in small places. So it was really good because it gives a lot of her backstory. She goes back home. I think she's from Texas,
Mm-hmm.
or I think she went to school. I want to say she went to like high school in Texas,
Right.
and and like she actually goes back and sees like her theater teacher, like all this kind of stuff. So it's
Nice.
really cool.
Cool.
Shows her like just the human side of
Right.
her, and finally being able to have a child and then adopting another child. It's a really cool story,
Right. Right. Right.
and
Cool.
she's phenomenal. Like,
Nice.
I'm sorry,
Is there music in it or no?
it's like there's just pieces of the
Production.
the yeah, production and all of that.
That's what's
So
up. Cool.
it's cool. It's like she had cameras, like I guess like the wherewithal to
Follow her.
have yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like, and just inside her home and stuff too.
Listen, man,
Really
we're gonna
cool.
have to figure out when we need to start doing that. Is that like it always seems so, I don't know, like meta to know when are you supposed to know, hey man, start documenting this, man, because this is gonna work one day. So follow me for 6 months, and just the regular, most mundane stuff happens, and I can't imagine asking anybody to just sit in the corner and point a camera at me while I talk and go to conventions. Like, yeah, no, this is month 7, and not knowing, like I can only assume if you got like a contract to say, hey man, we're gonna follow you for 6 months, and then we're gonna give you the money to do the project. Okay, it's gonna look great. Okay, sweet, let's do it. You want to do it like a documentary? Okay, sweet. So yeah. And so then you pretend like you don't know what's gonna happen for the whole movie, for the months that it takes to document your life. But yeah, so y'all telling me we got the thing? Oh, it's great. And then you go through with it, and it's making a movie for the end of the documentary or something like you know. And that's when everything turned around. That would be logical, but you're just supposed to know when to set somebody on it. Hey man, follow me. Follow me while this regular stuff happens in my life.
Harold,
Maybe it comes.
good news, Marcus.
But
Harold said Rick Moranis is returning in Spaceballs 2. So,
okay, then.
yay.
That's what's
You know
up.
what I mean?
It's about time. Wait, who's still alive? Who's still alive from that cast? Let's go down the list here.
Everybody.
We got, you're
Mostly
talking about
everybody
the
should
dude that played yoga. What's his name? He can't still be there, is he? I'm scared to ask,
I mean,
man.
he probably. Let's see. So Mel Brooks is 99.
Wow.
He's still alive. Rick
Wow.
Moranis coming out of retirement. Bill Pullman, he stays in somebody's movie.
There you go.
Daphne Zuniga is still active.
Because what year was that when that came out? We're talking
Like 87.
I was gonna say that wasn't that far past, what was happening. They did that parody pretty quickly.
John Candy passed away.
That's what I'm saying, man. Who's gonna?
Joan
Granted, you can
Rivers.
get people to do these roles, but yeah, man, that's a lot of good old fashioned, you know.
And then Dick Van Patten passed away in 2015.
That makes sense.
But the main core, Rick Moranis, Bill Pullman, are what you need. I mean, it would have been good to have Barf.
Yeah, I was about to say you're gonna have to replace Barf. 99. Jeez. Yeah, Rick Moranis is gonna be perfect for it. What about the lady?
Who?
You said her? The lady that was the princess?
Yeah, she's still alive.
How old is she?
I don't know.
She seemed young in the movie. So
yeah, but
her dad was in it.
Yeah, he's good. She's 63 years old.
What about the lady that played the android for the princess?
Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
Wait,
Joan Rivers. I'm sorry. She looked like a black robot.
Yeah, she died.
There you go. So I'm like, listen, man, there's a couple people we got to get back in there. Wow, I wonder what the budget is. That's sad, first off. But yeah, I'm happy to see that they're doing it.
I hope it's low budget. Yeah, man.
So here's the question. Do you do a parody of what Disney did?
What you mean?
If Spaceballs is a parody, so do you parody what Disney has just done, similar to what
Star Wars?
the Wayans just did a parody of Sinners, didn't they? Or is that a part of the Scary Movie?
No, it's part of the Scary Movie.
Oh, okay, very good. Right, you just do what's contemporary and just parody that, or do you just go into something else and just take it seriously and be like, Spaceballs is its own thing now?
Well, if you understand who Mel Brooks is, it's definitely that'll probably be like a chop shop of different stuff.
Right.
I just don't know. I'm okay if they don't make it and I can just watch the original.
It's not how rights ownership works, man. Sometimes they have to do something in order to keep the rights. Sony won't stop making Spider-Man because if they do, they're gonna lose the rights. So they absolutely have to make something to do with Spider-Man, even though Spider-Man ain't in it.
They could take a chance and just try to make something good one time.
Come on, man. Listen, we talked about this. You can't go back into it because I hate Venom with all my heart. The Venom movies are the worst thing ever.
The first Venom movie is the best thing I think that they've done with the Spider-Verse. Like
what? Spider-Verse?
I mean, that's what I call it, the Spider-Verse, because it's Spider.
Don't you dare change it. The wonders of the Spider-Verse.
I was just saying, like, because whatchamacallit, Craven, that was so terrible.
Listen, man, they contractually have to do something with the Spider-Man universe, right?
I'm not
doesn't matter if it's bad. You got Madam Web out there, you know.
Madam Web was great for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I laughed so hard. I was laughing the first time I went to see it, and I liked it so much that I went back. I wonder if I can still find that document. I pulled out my Google Docs, and because I was in there by myself. Go figure. And I just literally I would write down everything that was ridiculous about that movie. Like the part when when Ben was in the back and he was like tending to the injured person in the back of the ambulance, and, and she was like, Ben, what are you even doing back there? And I'm like, rendering aid, like, what's your
first couple moments of her talking about it.
And it was very early, yeah.
Jeez.
And then from there, it was just you know,
Yeah.
but it was so bad that I actually have fun.
Correct.
So sometimes, you get your entertainment different ways, you know.
Correct. Correct.
And I
Uh,
don't like people are like, oh, it's so bad, it ruined everything. I'm like, no, it didn't ruin anything. It's just a terrible movie.
well,
And we do
listen,
that
listen.
sometimes.
It ruined the joy that could have been a good, really cool Madam Web movie introduction to her character. Like they showed them in superhero suits in that movie, man. You think somebody thought that this was gonna do well enough to make another one?
No, they didn't.
I
They
could
don't
have.
care. So again, and this is where I come in. I remember like
Jeez.
bad iterations of stuff being made for so long
Right.
that they came in. I don't know if you heard about this. The funny thing is, Dakota Johnson fired her agent
Mm-hmm.
because I guess she was approached where they were like, "Do you want to do this MCU movie?"
Mm-hmm. Wow,
And so
man.
she was like, "Yeah," and then
Jeez.
God, it was so horrible. It was
Yeah,
so horrible.
I would have punched that dude. I would have punched whoever said that in the stomach. Like, you said MCU. The crap is this? You know what the MCU is? Not this.
Harold said, unpopular opinion, I enjoyed Morbius. I'm happy that you enjoyed Morbius.
Listen, man, it's okay to like bad things. It's okay to like bad things, man.
I love Pootie Tang. I'll stand on
Right.
that.
Listen, man.
I won't fight. I'm not gonna fight over Pootie Tang.
Right.
But I love Pootie Tang.
And then, first, there's a disclaimer. We are not saying that people shouldn't like something. We are just talking just objectively about good stories versus bad writing and the millions of dollars that go into investing into such things, and how it could be easily avoided when they're like, oh, I don't think a lot of the latest Marvel movies, this is my personal opinion, have been anywhere near the level of quality that they had, because they did take time to scrutinize and really map out some amazing stories and connect
They
them.
mapped some stuff out, but they also did some whack stuff, man.
I know, but listen, it's never been done before, so I can
Some
give
of
them
their-
credit to say,
Some of
listen,
their mapping was basically them like going back later and fixing dumb
which is
stuff.
fine, because they left some plot points open, and it's like, oh, you didn't finish that out. Oh, okay, good. You forgot to finish that? Yeah, we should probably fix that later. Cool. That's some screen pitch meeting. But in terms of saying, you're not gonna always hit a home run, but you could, it's your prerogative, man. I call it your Bobby Brown. If you like some of them things, that's cool to like it. I ain't saying you can't like bad stuff. Bad stuff is like all the time, which is, listen, that's not gonna stop anything from being true, though. Could they have made a better X-Men movie from the start that was 100% accurate to the comics? Yes, they absolutely could. They hired the wrong director. They shouldn't have let Bryan Singer near it. And did the movie make money? Yes.
They made a lot of money.
Was it good? In my opinion, hell no. But for people, because I was a huge X-Men fan at the time, and I had been dreaming of an X-Men movie that showcased everything from the cartoon to the comic, and I was like, this is gonna be great. And I get in there, and my whole life is like, what did I just watch? How do you mess that up? Because it's all they wrote it already. They wrote it already. Just follow the stuff that's in the comic, right? No. Nope. So Marvel has a weird thing to say. They have the license to change stories. Thanos is not. He doesn't give two craps about trying to balance the universe. He doesn't care at all in the comic book. In the comic book, Thanos don't give a crap about balancing anything. He just wants to get Death to like him. And in order to do so, he was willing to murder and sacrifice half the universe as a tribute. If y'all didn't know that, it's weird to see it on screen and him being concerned about the universe being balanced. That's not him at all. He didn't give a crap about the
Right,
universe.
but of course, the corporate side of it says,
Yeah.
"Hey, y'all better come up with something. I better come up with something more palatable for the kids and the people that are religious and
Right.
all
And
that
then
stuff."
at certain points, at that point when he used the stones and he teleports to that little soul realm or whatever, the figure in the distance, my very first, I don't even know if, I think we saw that at the same time, Greg. I can't remember. But I was in the theater. I was like, oh, it's death. And it was Gamora.
Ooh.
And I was like, ah, I thought you was going to do it. Because that would have made sense. Just comic accuracy wise, which is he snapped and maybe he didn't know death. But maybe death is like, good job. I really appreciate all them souls. That would have been an interesting twist to saying, all right, you changed the motivation for Thanos, but now let's figure out, his fixation with death. Maybe death is some new character that you could have tossed in real quick and then brought him back and said, never mind, we're gonna introduce that in the next movie. Yank. And then you bring him back to reality.
It just don't work that way, man. I'm sorry.
Could have.
They're like, leave that alone. Just like they changed like a lot about like the Mandarin, which I was upset about.
I was really upset about.
But I also understand it.
Because I was on my way to liking that movie when I saw it first.
That they changed the Sorcerer Supreme. I understand the reason why they did that.
Mm-hmm. What was the reason why they did? What's the understanding? Why do you think they did that?
Oh, because like a lot of those comics were created using racist tropes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's like some of it was really simple. Like I was laughing at myself because I was talking to a publisher, and they were asking me, was there like dream stuff I would want to do, and then I was like, man, I would like to do Hong Kong Phooey. And then, like, they were just kind of quiet, like, think about other stuff. And I didn't think about it. I was like, why you hating on Hong Kong Phooey? Then I get in my car and I'm driving, I'm like, oh, I get it. So it's like, some of the stuff that was, like, heavily built on, like really, really racist tropes. I thought about Red Dawn. Red Dawn is one of my favorite movies, the old one. And how they changed it, to represent part of the times. But I think they initially wanted to go heavy like on the Chinese, because in the original it was like basically like the Cubans and the Russians teamed up to invade.
Hold on 1 second, Instagram. I got a text.
Ain't
my
nobody
daughter
holding on to nothing.
Because I don't have to pick my daughter up. I got a text that she's getting picked up.
What?
So hold on.
What?
All right, hold on. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, hold on. All right, I think we're good. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff to where.
So we can't hear you on IG.
Okay, hold on. Almost done.
You're just spinning on IG. I wonder if it's gonna cut out.
I'm spinning all the time out here. It's weird when it cuts off.
Okay, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, it's weird that it cut off yesterday. Like I got no warning. I didn't get a countdown. It just stopped. My phone was charged. I had internet. I instantly was able to use my phone and Instagram right after it cut. I was like, what is this? So tonight we've easily gone past, the 2-hour mark.
An hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, what is, I don't know what that does when that happens. I'm not really sure what's going on. But it is hating on some occasions.
It probably was like,
oh, you know what? We were talking about some stuff that you were like, be careful, Marcus. Don't
talk
about that.
I told you. You're out here trying to be a rebel without a cause.
Listen, man,
But
I didn't think they were gonna cut me off.
what I was saying, so originally they were gonna use the Chinese as
Villain.
the big bad, like, but they ended up changing it to North Korea because they didn't want to
Right.
tick China off.
Right.
Harold said Disney needed a Hasbro backbone for that Thanos plot because Hasbro threw it all in your face with the Transformers movie.
Okay.
Which Transformers movie are you talking about, Harold? Are you talking about the good one, the whatever it was called, the animated one with Megatron and Optimus Prime, where Optimus was a sellout?
I just want to appreciate the dialogue, the writing of the animated Transformers when Optimus, gets to where, what I'm saying, Megatron is. The first thing he says is Prime. Stuff like that needs to come back. Okay? When you know who that guy is, but the way you introduce him is Prime. He didn't say his full name. We know who he is. He knows who he is. He's just like, I'm sick of you, Prime. Why throw you're in such a rush to throw your life away. It was good, man. We need more writing like that back.
That was I was thoroughly happy with that. It's the only Transformers.
Is it true that the most recent animated Prime Transformers 1 is what they call it?
Yeah, I think that's...
Is it true that did poorly? Is that what you got?
Sure.
Did you see that? I saw somewhere that apparently did poorly, or it got poor reviews or something. I was like, I enjoyed it. Now, did it make it feel like that's the same Megatron that hates Prime to such a degree? No.
Well, but it's the beginning. So it's all right. So right here, this one said that it underperformed at the box office, grossing approximately 29 million worldwide against the budget estimated between 75 and 147.
Interesting. I enjoyed it.
No, I thought it was great. I'm wondering if it was a timing thing. Right. It opened on the 20th of September.
Now, if you talk about like movie fatigue, Transformers definitely had some movie fatigue, but that's not the kind of movie fatigue that I would assume.
Also, like, just keeping it a buck, like the movies after the Panini, like
all hit hard.
The box office is not what it used to be.
Correct.
And then in 2024, I know it doesn't seem like that long ago, but I was in them theaters and people was not really jumping in. They got really good like scores.
Yeah.
It was a really good thing, but
I felt it was a cohesive story. It was a fresh kind of take on stuff. Granted, I don't know. I'm not a nerd for that content, so I don't know if that's accurate or they just did that for the movie. If that's in some sort of comic book somewhere that they did back in the 70s or something, I don't know. But I enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the character development. It felt entertaining.
I'm looking here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to doing my investigations on the interweb.
Go ahead and do it. What you got?
It says it underperformed at the box office, largely due to poor marketing, severe franchise fatigue from previous films, and competition from the Wild Robot. The Wild Robot was out at that time.
Oh, that's weird. Really?
Ineffective marketing. Yeah, so like
makes sense.
Let's see. Early animated trailers were criticized for focusing too heavily on humor and a childish tone, failing to convey. I wonder if it was because Megatron was black. I wonder if that's what I'm gonna go with Megatron being black for 200, Stu. Would anybody refute that claim? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It's like, that robot is not black. Let's see. It faced stiff competition. So think about it, like if you got, well, no, because if I got my kids when they were little, we're going to see
We're
both
gonna
of
see
those.
Transformers and the other one, yeah. Because
But the Wild Robot was
I enjoyed the Wild
dope.
Robot. Yep, I enjoyed it. That is a movie that I am strangely aware that I didn't buy. What the crap?
Ah, this is another thing. It says, though misaligned audience expectation, though they aimed partly for families, the film did not draw significant family crowds, with many
Mm,
viewers being adult fans of the original series who
correct.
were put off
Nostalgia.
by the early marketing. So that's the other part, and that's the part where it's like I think about that with Star Wars. Like, are are y'all trying to
Mm-hmm.
go after kids? I think about that like with a lot of comics these days. Are y'all trying to get kids to be fans of y'all? Or y'all just trying to make the money off of us
Right.
because we're loyal?
So
Because little kids should be fans of Transformers.
right, but the toys was again, kids aren't. I don't even know if who's buying the toys. Right,
Yeah,
parents
kids
are gonna buy.
kids ain't playing. Kids aren't like
Right.
toys ain't what they
I
used to
want
be.
that
Now
toy. Yeah,
it's us buying them to sit
correct.
on shelves and stuff.
Correct. So if the parent that has the nostalgia isn't, at least, put that's gonna start. At this point, I took my kids, like I say, all my kids. I took
Yeah, all
my
right. How many
kid look,
kids you
I only got two.
got?
I took my kids to see all of the Star Wars movies that were recently put out. All of them that they
Mm,
were alive for, right? And we
mm.
cosplayed on one. We had lightsabers and stuff like that. So my nostalgia is what put those movies in front of my kids, right? So as a parent, I'm taking my kids, just like he just said, we're gonna go see the thing because I want to go see it. But come on, y'all, let's go see it. I'm gonna go watch. We watched Mario for that reason. We watched all of this stuff, all this nostalgia movies. I'm watching it because I want to see it. Incredibles come out. Both me and my kid, we going to go see Incredibles. Let's go. So part 2 comes out. If they get the green light on part 3, me and my kids gonna get in the core. But it's weird because it's like I thought that was based on the ratings. How do you not have a family audience for
Well,
a Transformer movie?
well, reading this, it makes sense what they're saying. Like they were kind of like heavily on a comedic. Sorry, I got hiccups, y'all. They're heavily, those trailers. It was a lot of comedy. It looked kind of slapstickish, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not even what the movie was. So that might have helped because
Mm-hmm.
if you're already tired, like let's be honest, the Transformers live action movies were bad. I think the only one that I thought was like a good movie is Bumblebee,
Mm-hmm.
and then all the other ones go from meh to just awful.
Yeah, we got actually
So
good. We got a good question in IG. What's the correct process of protecting your IP for your original comic book characters and stories? Greg can take this one because he has put out a number of his own characters recently.
you
In
just
some
hope
comic
people
books.
don't steal. No, there's only like so much you can do. Like publishing automatically is going to give you a level, like a leg to stand on if somebody tries to steal. But you can copyright your scripts. You can trademark, certain things. Even copyright certain characters. Um, it's just wild because in today's thing, like I won't even say today. If you go all the way back to when Marvel and DC started, like competing, they've always like plucked characters and took a
Mm-hmm.
character design or a name or a power set.
Right.
So there's only so much you can do, legally. But yeah, copywriting, and you can look into these hiccups. You can look into like copywriting. You can trademark certain things you can't really trademark or copyright titles like that. But there, there's some legal stuff you can do. I got to do something about these hiccups.
I mean, you should
I'm not going to
hold
talk
your
for a
breath
minute.
like we used to do as kids. Hold your breath, and then tell you right before you're about to pass out. Don't do that at home, people. I'm joking.
I just did it and I still hiccuped.
Well, you're not holding it deep enough, man. You gotta.
Your theory is a lie.
Look, I'm doing what my older brothers told me to do, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. That's the way it is. Definite, yeah. I wonder what. So this is a related but unrelated thing to your question, which is to say, I saw a video that was bashing AI as a learning tool. And I'm like, their perspective was just read a book. It's like, are you trying to say that AI makes you smarter? Like, just go to the library and read a book. And I'm using that tone because it really got under my skin. And I'm like, if you don't understand how to use a tool, please research before you go on an actual warpath saying the tool is less useful, because it's not your method of how you learn or how you use, get your information. Because I'm like, I don't really think most people understand how flexible AI as a learning tool. Like, a smartphone doesn't make you smart. They call it a smartphone, but it doesn't make anybody smart inherently. However,
It makes me smart.
Well, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that. But if you in that argument, like I listened to the entire argument. They're like trying to bash AI in a way to say, just stop using it to do. And I'm like, well, so a book. I agree that everybody should definitely, get the information, as much information. If you're trying to educate yourself, use every avenue that you possibly can, every tool that you can. If you're trying to educate yourself, use what you can, by all means. If you don't have access to any other tools, go get a book and start reading it. Now, here's the problem. If you, as a 15-year-old child, or in school, and you're interested in something as complex as, let's say, rocket science, you have seen these new rockets come up and down, and SpaceX is doing amazing things. They talk about going to Mars and the moon, and you're like, yo, I love that. I want to learn how to make that my future. I want to build rockets one day. I want to go to space. I want to do all this. And you go and try to read some actual books on that content. More than likely, and I'm not saying it's not out there, but there's a really good chance if you, as a 15-year-old, try to start digesting rocket science, you're going to run into something where it's not really composed necessarily, unless you're lucky and you find a book that's targeting a 15-year-old, reader. But you can read 17 books about rocket science. Doesn't mean it's going to be, it's easy for you to digest. It may be. However, on the other hand, if you use AI and say, AI can be used as a tool to say, I'm interested in rocket science. Can you, break it down in a way that is understandable for a 15-year-old? And then if you get a breakdown using that tool and that method, and it is helpful, you could then go further and say, hey, what are some books that are really good to further my education about rocket science? And based on those books, can you do some notes as it relates to, me being 15? Can you break down some notes from these books that you just gave me a list of? It's the flexibility of how this tool can then be used to then cater to your learning specifically. So you can break it down in any way you want, and a book cannot do that. It's permanent. It's printed, and so you can't ask the author, hey, I read your book. Can you write another version of that real quick? As it pertains to my son, he's really interested in rocket science, but you had a lot of big words in there. So it'd be great if you can just write another version. Thanks. That it's permanent. That's a printed copy. It will not be iterated on for who knows when. But an AI tool can.
The thing about it though is like you gotta at that point you have to trust like that AI is accurately like
Right.
giving you stuff. And
Hmm.
so like it's always going to go back to um like like actually having a basis of understanding. And
Right.
because like I've seen like just on I've seen podcasts where people use chat gpt as like their source, and like they've literally stated like they've asked chat gpt something,
Hmm.
and chat gpt
Gives an
tells them,
answer. Right.
and I'm like, that's not right at all. That's not
Correct.
even close to right.
Correct.
So it's like it goes back to like with anything, like it's why like
Hmm.
actual formal education
Correct.
when you're trying to master and learn like certain things is so important, because
Yeah.
if you don't even know what you don't know,
What you don't know. Hmm.
then you wouldn't like, how do you fact check that, like
Correct.
and that's not, like this is the kind of stuff I tell people, like I how much I love sports.
Hmm.
But we were talking today in this group, and this younger person is like, oh man, Michael Jordan was so good because he was the only one that was athletic in his time. And I'm
Hmm.
like, see, you're starting with a straw man
Yeah.
argument.
Argument.
Like,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
so not like there's no way for me. How can I reach you unless I actually can show you? I can talk to you and explain to you all these amazing athletes that played when Michael Jordan was playing, like dudes that could jump higher than him, dudes that were faster than him.
Right.
He's that's not his athleticism is one part,
Hmm.
but there's his brain and his dedication, like there's
Right.
so much to go there. But so it all goes back to that, like if you think that there weren't that Dominique Wilkins and Clyde Drexler and David Thompson and all these people weren't alive, then you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, he was all by himself. Nah,
Hmm.
dog, we were there. Like
Right.
there's always been freaks of nature. So how can I educate this person on something if he does refuses to understand? So it's the same thing. But
Right.
like I do think AI is a tool. I think one of
Hmm.
the best things that I learned from like my college experience and my life experience
Hmm.
is how like is where to go, like how to fact check, and
Yeah.
how to come up with these, because you can pull up and that's another thing about the internet at this point. Like, whatever you believe, you can Google it, and if you Google it the right way, you'll find some stuff to substantiate
Hmm. Yeah.
what you believe.
Correct.
And then if again, like if you don't have like basic knowledge
Hmm.
of whatever, that's how people get duped all the time. That's how
Correct.
people are walking around. Like there are people
Hmm.
that like are walking around thinking that our president is like a religious man, and or like a man that cares about
But
there are people that are walking around with that.
correct.
uh so it's like
Correct.
there are people that think he cares about
I don't think I ever told you that. I maybe you talked about it, but I don't think I ever told you about the commission where a lady. It was an older lady. She was very sweet, and she was like, "Can you do like a cartoon, like a comic book about Donald Trump? I just love him. He helped donate to our church." And I was just like, "Nope. I'm the wrong guy for the job, but I understand what you're asking for." Oh, really? Because he is just such a sweet.
That made me snort.
I was like, nah, I hear you. I'm the wrong guy for the job, though. I can't.
She was trolling you, dog.
No. I waited. I listened to the whole thing, dog. She's like, because he donated to our church, and I was just listening, and I'm like, good grief. You can buy someone's belief and make them actually think. No, I was like, no, I'm the wrong person. But yeah, really, for real, there's people out there that genuinely think that.
Yeah. And like they think that he
Oof.
cares about the Constitution, like all that stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like, whatever and that to me is where like stuff like AI gets risky, because
Correct.
it's like I honestly I was messing around. I didn't tell you this. I would tell people this. I was arguing with somebody about a sports player, Az Fudd, who is like I like her. She's a good basketball player, whatever. So I asked the question about exactly when because she's had multiple knee injuries. So I asked the question, and then Dave started talking to me. You know, Google be knowing who you are. You know what I mean? So it was like they they said like at Izzy Funch or something like that is
Mm-hmm.
a character from Tuskegee Heirs, and it started like breaking down this stuff, Marcus. And so I flipped out. It's funny because we just had the question about protecting our stuff. I was
Yeah.
like, because none of this had anything to do with Tuskegee Heirs.
Right.
And so I was like, and yes, y'all, sometimes I Google certain things on Tuskegee Heirs because we had some people do some shady stuff like on the internet with our stuff. So this is where it probably comes from. But anyways, so it's telling me about this character from Tuskegee Heirs whose father gets sick and dies, and like it's going, and my head starts spinning. I'm like, ooh. And then I'm looking at it, so I'm like Google who makes the Tuskegee Heirs thing, and it says Craig Burnham and Marcus Williams. I'm like, oh, okay. And so then I cussed Google out. I don't know if I allowed to do that, but I did. And I was like, this is ignorant. Like, this has nothing to do with Tuskegee Heirs or the question I asked. And here's the question I'm asking. And I asked it again, and they were like, oh, I'm sorry. Something. So that's my thing. Like, if that could happen, you know, just even one time, like for them, like they literally just went in and started making up a story, bro.
Right.
Like, and so, so you could ask stuff, but you gotta, I think that's what it's the same with art, right?
Right.
Like, not saying that you use art, but I remember the times where like me and you were talking about it because we were at a convention, y'all, where it was a good convention, a well-meaning convention, but they had a dude who did AI art, and like so Marcus in his pure heart didn't want to believe. He's like, no man, I don't think that's AI. We're looking at it from far away, of course. And so I was like, that's AI, dog. And so he goes over and looks at it and talks to the people. He comes back, he's like, yep, that's AI. And like you with your, you know, your expertise being visual arts, like, you know, you can, like, you'll be able to see certain things right away to know, okay, like if we were looking for an artist, let's say, because we've done that, right? We've looked for artists, and I'd be like, yo, is this like some copy and paste type stuff? And Marcus has been able to like, oh yeah, okay, so right here, that's just Photoshop. That's not 3D. You know, he's able to like break stuff down. So that was
disappointing too. That time that I did that, I was disappointed. I was like, no, we almost hired that guy.
Right.
And we got a quote from this artist, and because we was like, dude, if he can do this kind of 3D work, we need to hire him. And we got a quote, and he charged what would be the equivalent price for doing some 3D art. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Wait a minute. Let me look at this. Hold on, how much? And I got close, and I was able to like determine. I'm like, oh, that's Photoshop. None of this is 3D. And then he, of course, thankfully was, you know, not, he wasn't deceptive about it. He was like, yep, no, I don't use 3D. None of it's 3D. I was like, you Sammy. Thanks, man, for being honest about that. Yeah, we're not paying for non-3D stuff. Good looking out. Have a nice day.
Yeah. So that, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like somebody, like if they were using AI as a tool for, let's say, art, but they don't even know. Just like with writing, like as a writer, you can kind of look and tell kind of easily that this person, you know, is using, there's purple prose. There's like certain things where you can be like, yeah, it looks like somebody's using, know, and so it's like if you want to use it for a tool in certain aspects that can help you, you know, save money or whatever, cool. But if you're using it to like create your projects, it might be tough. And it's the same way with information. The
I guess
internet is
I
so.
I think that's what I was trying to get to, which is to say if you because I forgot to tie it together. It was based on the question he was asking about protecting your IP, and I was thinking of the sense to say, is that something that you can ask AI? I asked AI a question today because it was in reference to the moon landing, and I was like, how many give me the top 10 most notable times the US government has lied about something to the general public. And it gave me this itemized list, but it started off with, trying to define what a lie is. A lie could be subjective. And I was like, it's funny you start off with that, but could you get accurate information about protecting your IP from, like kind of like a start? And I guess I'll use it as a stepping stone. I don't think anybody should ever arrive on information just on an initial search or an initial, round of gathering info and be like, now I know. You should definitely compile that information and then, keep going with your understanding as you put all the pieces together. But it gave me some pretty cool stuff, historically, that I didn't know off top. And I was like, oh, really? Cool. And I Googled it. And sure enough, I'm like, because they gave dates, they gave the name of the incidents and stuff like that. And I was like, that's pretty dope. These are terrible lies that I didn't know about because I just wasn't I didn't follow the incident, when it happened. Some of them are like back in 2013 or 2004 and all these things. And I was like, damn, it's pretty jacked up. But these were like notable instances where the US government said one thing to the public and then it was later confirmed that that was a bald-faced lie. And I'm like, yeesh. Granted, they've lied all through history, but I just wanted to get AI's perspective of give me 10 notable lies where the US government was caught red-handed lying publicly to the rest of the world and or its citizens. And it was a great place to start. But if you said to AI, I need you to, give me a step-by-step instruction on how to protect my comic book IP, I'm kind of curious to see what it would give. Like, would it give you something accurate enough because we get that question a lot. If, for you people listening, oftentimes I got that today. Like, how do you take an IP and actually, start a business with it? I'm just like, well, it's complicated to the sense that if you got to first you got to treat it like a business. And that means what I meant, and I broke it down. I was like, just don't pretend that it's something that is willy-nilly. Get all your ducks in a row. Make sure you understand the business before you set out on the business. I said, because just like a restaurant, just because you open a restaurant doesn't mean you're going to be successful. You have to really understand the business. 90% of, restaurant owners fail in the first year. And I'm like, that's not because they make bad food. It could be a number of things business-wise that they fail at that causes their business to actually, collapse or whatever. So, but I'm curious. I would actually think that'd be a pretty good test for.
Yeah, I just did it. It's like,
how accurate is it?
it's solid. It's says you can register your work with U.S. copyright.
Which one are you using? Gemini?
Yeah, well, I just put it into Google, right?
Yeah, that's Gemini.
Like, if y'all don't understand, Google has been, prepping us for 20-something years. Like everything you were putting in Google is now being used to do their AI. So they got that part: trademark, protect character names, series titles, and logos. So titles is that one is a little bit wishy-washy because you see people do, reuse titles all the time. Place copyright notices, use NDAs. That is one I didn't mention. And that's if you choose to, but you can have writers, artists, collaborators sign non-disclosure agreements to prevent unauthorized sharing of the script. Characters, design.
What did you put in? What was your question?
How to protect your comic book IP.
If you're trying to pitch it, or just like to start business?
Anyway, this just like I've signed
okay.
NDAs. Like if somebody's like pitching wants me to write their comment, right?
I got you.
And they're,
Okay.
this is the idea. So sign this, which means I can't, I'm not able to share. I'm not allowed to share the scripts. Blah blah blah. So yeah. It says avoid poor man's copyright. We used to think that was a real thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't provide the same legal benefits. We are now in this time, and this goes like to the if you ever get into the situation where you're going through like a grueling trial, we do have the benefit now that things being done digitally can show like time. There's timestamps and all that stuff. But the best way to go is to do the copyright and then trademark the parts that you're able to. So let's say you have a story called Coming to America, and it's a comic book. You can go in, see if that's already, if the name's been trademarked, and
see, but this
also,
is what's happening, right? So this to prove my point, right? These are great, first steps to the information. I would go so far, sir, is to say that it would be actually pretty cool to go from start to finish to see if not only could you get the first steps of understanding what to do, but could it walk you through getting websites, how much things cost, and then ending up like, let's say we did it as like a trial, just to see how accurate we can get. Could we get an IP brand, let's say a fake one? You come up with something, and can AI get you to the finish line of actually protecting an IP?
It's like, well, probably. But so that's where it comes in, where like trademark, like
right.
It's easier, like, and I know this from experience, like trying to go in and trademark some stuff, but not all the way knowing, and having like a trademark linger for like a year and a half, and then finding a trademark attorney, paying him a lot of money, and he gets it pushed right through. Because when you send in your trademark, they give you chances. They'll tell you this ain't right, and they'll tell you what parts to fix. But it's like,
I'm gonna go say what's up to my daughter. Hold on 1 second.
Man, I was speaking to your kids and stuff. So, I don't know if you're still there, but yeah, it's like if you get somebody that knows how to do the trademark, it can save you money, can save you time. You're gonna pay them, of course, but I'm a big fan of hiring people to that already know how to do stuff, instead of me spinning my wheels for 20 years trying to figure it out. So that's something else that I think is worth speaking to. And if y'all are here, y'all are listening, we haven't even mentioned it. Marcus is finishing up the inks for page 18 of Tuskegee Heirs, issue 5. That means we have 4 more pages to go. We are in the end game. Our colorist is constantly coloring these pages that you're seeing Marcus drawing. So yeah, we're I think in all actuality we wanted to have already sent it to the printer right now. But then on the flip side, it's like that's just we're trying to just keep plugging away to get it done as quickly as we can, but also keep the quality standard that we have, which is huge, because we like there's a lot of fans of these books, and they're used to seeing it come to them a certain way. Like I don't know if y'all can, man, don't be butting in, I'm over here talking. No, but so it's like I don't know if y'all can see that. All right, I'm gonna show y'all my favorite page from issue 4. And this is true. I know I be having a lot of favorite pages. Yeah. This is my favorite page right here. It's
I know
partly
that page.
Rodney colored this page like his life depended on it. Like he was auditioning. I'm like, you already got the job, bro.
Right.
But
And I did give him some reference, but he killed it.
Absolutely.
He killed it.
Yeah.
Better than you said that before too. Sometimes you be like, thinking that I'm gonna draw something, and then he goes better than what you had in your mind. That's what Rodney did right there for me, because I was like what? I didn't tell you to make the water sparkling like that.
That's what I was about to say. Like, if y'all see that moonlight sparkling waters, so that's our thing. This has been like, I want to say this has been extremely successful. Us doing it this way, we actually, like, people automatically think, like we live right next door to each other, and we, but we there's been some times, especially over the last couple of years, where we've gone like months without seeing each other or anything. So that part feels good. The camaraderie coming back together, and also sharing it with you guys. All that to say, we do have, I hate to sound like that, but we do have website stuff. You can go to TuskegeeHeirs.com if you want to pre-order this book, or if you want to order all the books, or whatever ones you're missing, however you want to do it. We do have that available to the peoples. I gotta go mail. I had like a couple people order books that aren't in this package, and I'm like, no. I was getting a good break from having to mail stuff. Right. It's like, now I gotta go mail stuff.
Man, they up these prices, man. I'm paying $11 to mail a poster, bro. I'm like, listen, I don't know where these price upticks are coming from. I just can't randomly make up prices like this.
Well, that's the thing, man. It's like after the panini, like people started trying to make up for money they lost or whatever.
Right.
But it's like everything costs more.
Correct.
Like I was at the post office, and this lady was like, I just need one stamp. And I can't remember how much it cost, but I know what they said made my head spin.
Correct.
How much is a stamp? Is a stamp?
Yeah, I used to pay like $7. No, it used to be maybe $4 to ship a poster, right? U.S. ground and priority, and now it's at $11. I feel like I should say back in my day, it used to be $4, but I don't know if it's based on time or just greed. I don't understand what the problem is. Like, did the mailing system figure out? Did they hire somebody who's like, just raise the prices? That'll fix it. You sure we can do that? Yeah, just raise everything.
It's just capitalism, man. They're trying to keep us broke. So it says a regular stamp is 78 cents.
Right. Seems affordable.
Postcard stamp is 61. What?
Yeah, that seems affordable.
No, man, I remember when stamps was 25 cents.
Okay, number one, stamps for letters?
Yes.
All right, so I don't use that technology, but I do use.
Sometimes you gotta, man. You just gotta.
I haven't had anybody to send a letter to you in a while, so I suppose that seems, reasonable to me, but I don't remember putting a stamp on anything. I put postage on these tubes. That's what they pay to do.
It's savagery at its finest.
Right.
And by finest, I mean its worth.
But yeah, I think that would be kind of cool, man. To see if, because I honestly am curious to see if AI could actually lead you from step to step, information to implementation, basically, is what I would love to see. Which is you get started with it outlining, because I've done that before just to test on other information. I'm like, give me some comprehensive understanding, right? And then walk me through doing this. Show me how to do step by step. I've done it for grant information. Like give me a list of some of these grants, da 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 da. And then I'm just like, okay, cool. Now that we have this list, I would like to get in touch with some of these organizations, some of the da 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 da. And you go down the list, and it's like a continued conversation. So it's not like you're starting a new prompt per se. It knows what you're talking about. So it's like, okay. And nowadays, they fixed it to where pretty much any question you have to Gemini is, would you like me? It'll end it'll end its answer with, would you like me to further look into blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, no. Like I can respond and be like, no, but I would like you to pull up blah 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 blah. You know, and so I like that feature, but I think that'd be pretty cool to see how far it can get, because that is something that a lot of people I think will get value from.
Yeah, and I think people are using it, like from like some of the people that I know that I talk to, like I have a friend that's in tech, and she's like, they're using it heavy. I have people in finance, they're using it, and the problem solving. I think, so like, I'll give an example, and I was told I'm not allowed to explain exactly what happened, but there was a thing that happened.
What happened?
Where I'm trying to figure out if I can say this. So a thing happened. Yeah. Somebody did something and neglected something. So I'm trying to troubleshoot, and I'm like, it's a pressurized situation because this thing has already gone out and it's messing up money. And so I'm like trying to troubleshoot, and I'm thinking of like the things that it could be. And so then I went into Gemini, and I was like, why would this not be firing correctly? And it gave me a whole bunch of things, and none of it was helpful. But what I will say is, me understanding how this little app program thing works, I was able to use all those things and troubleshoot. Like, man, that's not it. And then I just stumbled, like in that process, I stumbled on. So I was like, oh, that's it. And so I checked some, put some, checked a couple of boxes and got everything up working right. So again, like if it's, when it's actually a tool that you're using to help you, but you already know what you're doing, I feel like that's cute. I just think it's the same thing as, what we call YouTube professors. These people, they watch a documentary on YouTube and now they're an expert on something that they had very little knowledge of before, they watched it. Right. So it's like, if you don't even know, again, what you don't know, then these are the things that can happen. So it's the same thing. But if like you're able to look and be like, oh no, that's not true. Correct. That's not right. But you still might be able to learn something from what you're looking at.
I was about to say, when I use YouTube, I use step by step videos more often than not, because I'm like, I don't want someone's opinion. I don't want anybody's help guide or here's how I did it speech. I want to see step one, and you're showing me what to do verbatim. And I'm just like, that's how I use it. So I don't believe anybody should be a YouTube, professor unless it's a step-by-step, like, no, I can show you the process. Here's a video that shows you step-by-step how to, do the thing. And it's not about, is it correct information? Because they're doing at the end of the video, you will have done the thing that you looked up. So how to change brakes, for instance, how to change your oil.
That's a good one, right? Because if you, like, I'm not throwing my son and my brother under the bus. Yeah. But one day I came home from work and these dudes are like trying to pull the bumper off the Honda. Right. And so I said cuss words. I said the flagrant ones. I said them. And I'm like, what the hell? And they're like, we were trying to change the headlight. Yeah. And I was like, put that back on and it better be perfect. And so they're looking at me, and I hate doing this because they're both adults, and I love these people dearly. But I told my son, I appreciate that you went and you looked this up and you found out how to do this. You wanted to do this yourself. Oh, that's great. I appreciate that. But whatever video you watched was wrong as hell. And he's going to tell you a way. He's going to tell you a way to change the headlight. He is. I give you that.
Right.
But he's going to tell you a way that's going to take 2 hours when I can show you how to do it in 5 minutes.
What did they do wrong?
They're telling you to just go a different way, pull a bumper off,
I got you.
and go up under. And they actually, this car is made to where all you got to do is turn your wheel. You know, like if you're trying to change your driver's side light, turn your wheel right. It's going to give you space. There's a little flap. You just pull one little button off. You can open this flap, reach in, pull out the light, put the new one in, put it back on. And so
getting the right information, but a wrong process.
Wrong, right?
Correct.
I'm working on building this website in Wix right now.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this 45-minute video because I was like, I want to just soak all this up, see what I learned before I even started trying to build. And I watched it, and then I was like, okay. Then I was like, maybe I should look at the comments. And somebody's like, this video is wrong. He's saying this is for 2026, but there's all these new developments. I tried to follow this along, and I was just lost. So you got to find a bit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it can, it still can be right. Like I just say, like, people do stuff for engagement. And I've seen that a bunch of times because, like you said, something's wrong with your car. Like if I go to YouTube, see if it's something I can do, or if I had to take it to the most amazing mechanic in the world. Shout out Yaya. I was just there today, and I'm gonna go back in a couple of weeks. But but even him, he'll be like, man, like I'll call him with some stuff. He's like, oh man, you can do that yourself, unless you just want to give me money. And I'd be like, okay, well, And so there's been times where I had him walk me through it. But yeah, like sometimes, they can give you the right information, but it might not be the most like they got videos. I'm like,
I gotta call. He said he was unavailable, so I gotta call him. I needed my I gotta get my oil changed.
Oh yeah, he's so I know with me it was like a rush, like a immediate thing, and I kind of had to just slip in when I could. But I know he's getting ready to go out of town. We telling all this man business. So yeah, but hit him up. But I know for a fact, I know he's gonna be going out of town.
Right. I told him to hit me up once he was available. I gotta get my oil change. I can take it to another place. If he gotta go out of town, I just gotta get my oil changed.
He was like, yeah, you can step into the office. He's like, Marcus usually uses it for drawing. He's like, if you wanna, record a verse or two. I was like, man, I gotta check out these emails.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's the greatest mechanic that ever lived, I think. You know how cool it is to have a trustworthy mechanic?
Yes.
Like somebody that you can actually trust, and he ain't just trying to police you.
Correct. Yes. I tried to explain that to my mom, and I almost got my mom to go to Yaya, but she was just like, I think she resolved the problem. Something happened. Like, Ma, I know somebody. I have a mechanic. And she was just being my mom, and she was like, nah, I'm gonna take it up the street. I'm like, okay, but Ma, let me take it to my mechanic. I trust him. Well, and I was like, okay, do your thing. Go ahead. I can't, let me know how it goes. It didn't go poorly, but it still was immensely expensive compared to what Yaya probably would. I asked Yaya about it, and he was like, no. Don't tell her don't do it. I told her, I said, Ma, I talked to Ma, she's like, well, he already has the car, so it's fine. I'm like, okay. Hey man, she did it anyway. But thanks for letting me know. Not to give me the good info. He's like, yeah. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic to have somebody. But again, we're about to enter into a moment, man, in history where humanity's not gonna know. Well, it's not that they're not gonna know. We're gonna get to a point where robots are going to be instilled with this information to such a degree where, if they're not gonna inherently know. AI is not gonna inherently know how to do things physically, step by step, but they're gonna hire the top mechanics. Like, you wouldn't, if somebody said, "Hey, Greg, I got $1 million for you to come in and teach my
Yes.
robot how to do it," you're gonna say yes. Like many other people will say yes. These are billion-dollar corporations, man. They're gonna be like,
Like, here's
teach my robot how to cut fades and do hair. Well, that's gonna cost. Okay, here you go. All right, and you're gonna be like, well, okay then, let's teach this robot how to cut a fade. So what you want to do is, and it's gonna be done. It's gonna
you
give.
said
You're
$1
gonna
million.
give it
I
a
said
million,
yes.
bro.
I
Yes.
don't care. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'll do it for $999,999.
There you go. There you go. Most people are gonna say yes, but as soon as you do, that's the industry right there. They're gonna get. Let's say if they wanted the best mechanics to teach these robots how to work on cars on every manufacturer, it'll probably take a year of them hiring the best mechanics that know all of these different car manufacturers, and it's gonna be a wrap. Like, all right, thanks guys. It'll take. We hired 17 of the best mechanics in the world. We paid them $17 million altogether. They're still billionaires, y'all. They're still billionaires, and all of them robots have all of that extensive information. If, let's say, they did some real feverish pace, they in the lab and teaching these things for a year, month after month, but it only costs 17 million. That is throwaway money for that corporation. But now that all them robots will share that information across the entire fleet. So now you just buy the robot and say, "Hey man, fix my car." Sweet, got it. And you don't have to take it to a mechanic anymore, because every manufacturer is gonna have their information in those robots. So it's gonna be.
Are they gonna solve like the planned obsolescence thing that they've been getting by on for so long? Are they gonna solve that, Marcus?
Possibly.
I don't think so. They're gonna no, because that's how they make.
Well, the one that I keep hearing is healthcare, which it sounds dope, but like, imagine basic healthcare, and I mean basic as in you need a splint because you broke your ankle or something. You know what I mean? So basic healthcare is, if you got a robot like Bicentennial Man, your family has a robot in the house, you're good enough to be taken care of, because not only can you get that, if you got the materials, it knows how to give you medical attention for an injury. And it's not like Google information. They actually hired real professionals to teach it the procedures and how to do it practically in person, all that stuff. So that's gonna be kind of crazy if it works.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we'll have to wait and see if it works.
It won't happen in our lifetime.
Why, man? It could. You don't think so?
If they cared about like us having healthcare and stuff, they would.
Yeah.
They could do that whenever they want. If they wanted people to have healthcare, so.
Well, I mean, they gotta make the robots work.
Yeah, but who's gonna be able to afford the robots? Are they gonna?
It's gonna be a monthly fee.
Who you act like everybody can afford a monthly fee of robots?
Okay, put it this way, because they got some on the line already. It's a $20,000 robot,
right?
And you're paying $400 and something a month.
Yeah, you act like everybody's gonna have $400.
Not everybody, man.
The robots are gonna be taking people's jobs, right? And they're not gonna have any money. I've heard this thing that's been thrown around that one day it'll get to a point where there's like a universal income and you don't really have to work. Right. Yeah, that's not gonna happen in our lifetime either. Right. They're going to work us to the bone. We're gonna be like out here fighting to get jobs to like pick up trash,
Right.
and then the robots are gonna be like, nope.
If they don't have, like, if I was about to say, if they don't have trash picking up robots, we've done something wrong, man. That's probably the first few that needs to come from the factory.
But think about it, like, okay, I'm trying to, not get us canceled. So what it like when you see these robots, you see these people come up with this stuff. They're already talking about it for schmecks and like pleasurable stuff and stuff like that. Ain't nobody caring about what really needs to be happening in the world. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm hungry at this point. So
we about to finish up. So I gotta get on this doggone image tonight. I gotta finish up some stuff in Momo. But yeah.
How much?
We got one more panel on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Man.
Yeah, this should be done. And then tomorrow we jump on 19 and get the party going. Ooh.
I am going to be. I'm going to be trying to see if I can go live Thursday and Friday, but I'm going to be doing some traveling.
Cool.
So tomorrow night should be cool, and I'm gonna try to. I might be in a motel on Thursday night, but I'm gonna do my best because
do your best.
You're doing your best, and if only one person of the team is doing their best, and the other person ain't. And
that's
true. I don't want to be the other person.
I like the way you worded that. That's
Thank you, man.
It's like you can't even deny. You can't deny that to be true.
Right.
It's all factual things.
I appreciate you appreciating that, man.
I gotta tell Rodney to make sure we keep that line on her face, the light line. I gotta go back and give him those notes too, because I guess I put the face. I gotta make sure he's using those reference folders. I usually put the reference folder at the top, not that one. What is that? What is this? Oh, I was about to say, what is that? What is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Hey man, I'm sending you an email from this place. I need you to send me. This is what I need. And I need you to do this post haste.
I don't know what that means.
I need you to send me your headshot and a bio.
Okay. I was gonna come up with some creative form of way to say no, but you got me. I will comply.
Good, because I'm gonna start.
All right, man. Maybe I was about to say maybe you should send me a list of things that I should know about this.
I'm doing a convention, and you're gonna.
No, that's great. I don't really know anything else about that, and I feel like I should probably know something about it, man.
All you need to do, you chop holy ass over here for 2 days of convention. You're a special guest. That's all I got right now.
Wow, man. Wow.
Expect to see people.
Thanks for making that clear.
Expect to see people here. I'm gonna do my. I was waiting for somebody who I wanted to be my first announcement, but he's taking too long. And it's all love. I ain't mad or anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and release first one.
Right.
Tomorrow. I was supposed to do it today, but I was trying to give him like the rest of the day. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah. We're gonna go out and try to be somebody special, okay? And
I don't ever try to do that personally. I just think that's
bring something that's well needed to Atlanta, if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, but
of course it got approved.
What kind of clothes I'm supposed to wear? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know nothing. Like
I think so. Honestly, I think that you need to
you know what I mean?
Wear some tap dancing shoes.
Before you come out the house, you gotta know what kind of weather it's gonna be happening. You feel me? Like, come on, man, give me some awareness.
Man, you need to cosplay.
Do I need to? Can I bring my sword?
No.
Dang it, man! Dang it! I never get to bring my sword, and I just feel like this would be a good opportunity since it's in my hometown and I don't have to deal with TSA, right? I feel like that would be a good reason.
No.
You know what, man? Because I can't bring my sword, I don't know if I'm gonna go.
Ooh, so this panel was accepted for MomoCon. That is cool. Now I gotta see if they got me the other panels. I'm excited for MomoCon.
You should be, because it's a great show.
I might have a delay in my because there's some issues with shipping for my the Search for Sadaka graphic novel. So it might be a couple of weeks late, which would still hopefully fit right into the MomoCon.
Okay, then I was about to say, well, listen, whose fault is that?
That Tangerine Palpatine, bro.
Okay, cool.
Making it hard in the yard, man. Like,
right.
We've experienced him, like thwarting our plans before. But yeah, this is just like they coming up on the fly. Well, Canada, in order for there's different, you want to be a jerk with Canada, and so now I don't know if Canada's being the jerk here or if the United States.
They deserve to be jerks to spite.
Yeah. But then it's like it ends up impacting people that didn't even vote.
Didn't even do anything. Yeah. No, listen, man. It's one of those things to say, how do you get him back? And because this, as we saw recently with his wonderful, terrible outburst online and his dumb platform.
We're about to get cut off. Change the subject. So, anybody see any good movies lately? I saw. What did I see?
That would be a good test of it, though, just to make sure.
No.
Just double check. So I can't stand. Click. Oh. Looks like we now know. Right. Now we know for sure. Got it. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. It has been a robust evening. We got some stuff did. I haven't drawn her. I'm gonna try to keep it simple with her actual garment. I haven't drawn her actual garment underneath, but I'm gonna try to keep it pretty simple.
Yeah, it needs. I would just say maybe stick with like some cloth.
Yeah.
Nothing heavy. She's not jiggy. She might get jiggy one day.
I was gonna say, yeah, she's going to. Yeah, if we keep her amongst the children, she's gonna be what they call. Ooh, that's a good thing. See, I just thought of that. I don't think we even talked about that. But if she can, meet Orzelli as an entity, have some good, cool conversations with. You know what I'm saying? Entity to entity, right?
That honestly might be a quick way to. Shut up, stupid.
Whoa, man! Listen, I just.
I'm sorry. If you ever hear us say "shut up, stupid," that's basically a roundabout way of saying that's a good idea.
Good idea, man. I just, like I said, it just hit me, and I was like, "That's a good way to get it in."
That's a quick way to move the story. Ooh, that's a super quick way.
I like it. Thank you, man. Thanks. So instead of saying "good idea, Marcus," Greg chose to say "shut up, stupid." And then I know that's what it means, but y'all didn't know. So that's why he had to say that. It's a formal way of saying that's a good idea, Marcus.
Y'all gotta understand. We was young and dumb when we started this partnership, and so some of our younger ways have never left us. So yeah, we frequently, when somebody comes up with a good idea, they're going to be insulted. But we never take it personally because we know exactly what it means.
Right. And it has many forms. It has a couple of forms, such as, "Ooh, shut up! You know what? We should do that." And it's like the exact same thing I just said. And it's like, oh, cool. It's a great idea, man. It's really nice. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Same time out. Let me see if I can get away with doing a feel like doing some sort of like cool Star Warsy kind of cloth system here. You know, it doesn't have to be complicated, granted, you know. She ain't go to like Baby Gap or nothing like that to get these clothes. But you know what I mean? If it's just some simple futuristic looking garb, that's fine. I'll keep it simple. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep it nice and simple, as they say. Depending on where you're from. Man, what are they gonna do with Gwinnett Mall? I saw some plans that they said they were gonna start. They're gonna bulldoze everything and make some cool looking, really cool looking not a park. Is it a park? I think it was like a social thingamabob. Looks really cool though. I saw some plans for it. Atlanta, I saw this other video that says Atlanta's getting $10 billion to expand the city. Stuff to do with the Beltline, all this different entertainment stuff. What's coming? Are we getting the Olympics again?
The World Cup.
The World Cup.
World Cup game.
That's what it was. He kept saying this will be done by the time the World Cup comes. I was like, what? I don't care about sports that much, so I didn't know it was that much.
I heard. So the World Cup semifinal is going to be July 15th. So they need to get to it. I've heard some stuff, but I'm not sure. I've heard that international people are pulling out because they don't want to come to America because Jabba the Hutt is our president.
That's a good way to stick it to him. Boo this man! Boo!
Yeah, because that's it's probably like there's a good chance that it might be the most popular sporting event in the world.
Right. Yeah, so there's
so
much coming to Atlanta because of that. They're spending $10 billion. A lot of the projects are already started, and I'm like, I ain't been to Atlanta to look around to confirm none of this, but the dude is like, yeah, this should be done before the World Cup comes. And I was like, what? Really?
So they're saying key aspects of non-attendance: travel restrictions, fans from countries listed under U.S. travel bans, specifically Iran, Haiti, Ivory Coast, and Senegal, might not be able to attend.
Wow.
And then they're saying some major teams failed to qualify. Nigeria, which means like some of the best players are going to be here. Right. And then there's some international organizations and fans have called for boycotts based on humanitarian and political concerns.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, that would be really good for Atlanta, not really good for our traffic.
Yeah. I might helicopter in. I want to at least see some of the new stuff, man. Or maybe I'll wait until after it's all done. Yeah, I want to see the stuff that they got on, like, planned and on deck to come to the city. I was like, really? I'm talking like whole new swaths of factions of homes and, you know, like different. It looks like a whole different, like they're just going to put it on top of the city. And I'm like, what? For real? That's cool. New parks, all this kind of stuff is pretty dope. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of the progress, but I don't want to go when it's actually, the world is here. I just want to go check it out. I kind of want to see it before the world gets here, if that makes sense. You know me?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how much of the world gets here.
Right. Gonna get accosted by ICE agents.
Williams said they're canceling big hotel blocks.
They're canceling? Or cancel? What did you say? Canceling?
Canceling. But we'll see overall, because if you think about it, like it might just open up some more Klansmen can come.
Right. The world is a strange and magical place.
But,
we got a lot of
but
cool
I'm not like the biggest fan of football, but I do be watching the World Cup. It's just like the energy is crazy because it's like most teams have like a lot of pride, in playing for their country and stuff.
Right,
It's
right.
cool.
Is it the same? Is it gonna be? Do we know the parameters of who's playing already, or what? How does that work?
So it's basically like a tournament.
Okay.
So it's gonna be held in different places. I know
Around Atlanta?
one is no, in around the world.
Oh, I got you.
Like I think we only get the semifinals. Yeah.
All right, we got this panel.
United States, the historic tournament. So it'll be United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Cool.
But there's several countries several cities in the United States where.
Oh, that's crazy.
And the final is scheduled for July 19th in New York / New Jersey. So
That's
probably
great.
the Meadowlands.
That's great. That's great. Ooh, I think they like me.
Ooh, they're gonna have some in Kansas City. I know that's gonna be lit.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do. You shut your face.
How would you know that?
Because Kansas City you saw that time we went out there, that downtown area. Yeah, they done beefed up. So, because it's one of the older cities like out west, and so for a long time there was a lot of dilapidation happening.
Right.
But with the Chiefs becoming the premier football team in the world, and other things, the Royals won a World Series,
right?
And so they done spruce that downtown area up. It's pretty nice.
Put that money into it, yeah. Isn't it crazy what they'll do for some sports, man? But not for humans.
But also so there's actually talk right now because LeBron James made some comments about how people don't want to go play in Memphis, and Memphis is it's not your upper echelon as far as accommodations and stuff like that, but it's like the money that they get from their basketball team, like that it generates for the city, is huge. And if they were to move it, then the city would probably be in a really bad spot.
Right.
So like sometimes the sports, like I've seen it, like in Louisiana for a minute we had a believe it or not, a Canadian football team, and that generated like some good money, TV money, and then generates jobs and all that kind of stuff. So it's cool. It can be cool, but yes, they will do. If they feel like they're going to be able to make a lot of money off those sports, then they'll definitely spend a lot of money.
Correct. To accommodate, yeah. Right. And it seems the way they're doing this plan. And granted, I don't keep my ear to the street of what's happening necessarily in the city like that, but based on how much they're getting, bruh, they are planning for a lot of change moving forward. And I'm just like, interesting.
Well, and honestly, like they've done a lot with Atlanta, like the whole
Beltline, yeah.
So it's like I remember. I don't know if they started because it was like right around the time of the pandemic. They were talking about building this really cool, huge park. But yeah, they're doing a lot, man. Like you drive around some places in Atlanta and you forget where you're at because it don't look anything like it used to.
Correct. And that's why I'm like, if you look and look at the size of the park, yeah, I think the park was in that video the guy was talking about. And I because I don't frequent Atlanta, I'm like, where? What is that? But it looks like they just superimposed a whole new jurisdiction, like that didn't exist. And I'm like, yeah, I get, a couple $1 billion can do that for you if you're just trying to, expand, but I'm like, the speed of how fast they're doing it is what I was tripping on. I was like, dang. So it's in production. A lot of the things that they're talking about, it's gonna be done before the World, this Cup. And I'm just like, what? Really? Okay, I'm gonna go check around. I'm gonna go see, or check on some progress because some of it looks really cool, and I would like to see it. Um, I know they're trying. So what is coming this year, right?
Yeah, that's in a couple of months. A
Okay,
few
that's what I was like. Cool. That new theater called Cosm is
months.
scheduled for July, and I
Yeah,
guess.
that's. I saw the one in I think Los Angeles when we
Mm-hmm.
were watching the basketball game.
Yeah.
It's it's pretty crazy, man.
Right.
Like that's something that I would probably like because if like from where they were watching, it's like they were on the baseline
I
watching
was
the
gonna say, yeah, it gives you the perspective like you're on the court side or something like that. I was like, that's cool, but that's not Cosm. That's in the actual a different area, kind of like Cosm is
game.
the theater part where you watch like the movie, but that part right there is a whole nother section in that building where if you want to watch sports or if you want to watch football or basketball or whatever, they give you the impression that perspective looks like you're from courtside, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody is like around you watching the same kind of feeling thing like that. They got rows of seats. That looks cool, but Cosm is what I'm actually like. That makes sense now that they're trying to get it done by July, and reference to all of this new flood of people. I can understand now the timeline. I'm like, why July? Like, what's the But now I'm seeing all this other stuff. So they're trying to catch the swell of all of the humans that are going to need some entertainment, which makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Um, it's. I mean, I think it's probably the same. Like similar to what the Olympics did, except for it's not
mm-hmm.
gonna be as long.
Right.
But like a mini burst of kind of like what Olympics did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to go, man. I just don't want to go if a lot of people go because I don't want to be around them.
They got weird hours. Did you look at the tickets? They
No.
got they got like 7 p.m. like a showing for 7 p.m. But I'm like, that's perfect because I ain't trying to be there until midnight, trying to drive home to Gwinnett from Atlanta. But I'm like, yeah, I'll go 7 p.m., get my ticket, watch The Matrix, and be entertained, and then leave before it gets too crazy. Traffic should be over by the time I get out of a 2.5 hour
Sometimes
day.
you just got to deal with traffic, Marcus.
You know what? You're right, and I'm mad about that. Which
Be
makes
a
me miss
man.
which makes me miss my motorcycle. In which case, I'm gonna get my motorcycle back one day. Nobody knows, man. Do you understand people when I say that? There's people that are like, "You rode a motorcycle?" Like, yeah. Why are you saying it like that? What do you? I can't picture that. Like, what do you mean by that? What are you trying to say? I know I'm a civilian. I know that I don't come off as born to be wild or anything, but Greg knows I was there and I did it.
I don't know. I don't know anything. I never
You know,
seen
you were
anything.
there.
Nope. Nope. I do know.
Liar. I miss it, man. God, I miss it so much. Anytime I'm dealing with traffic, man. Oh my goodness. I miss my motorcycle, y'all.
Yeah, I probably need to get me that little 3-wheel joint. I ain't trying to die.
How you gonna die on a 3-wheel? You know what?
That's what I said. No, I said that's why I'm gonna get it.
I said,
And,
how are you
and
gonna be in danger with that? With that, man, that's not. You can't cut through
no, that's
traffic
what
with
I
that.
said. I don't. I'm not gonna do the 2-wheeler
Right.
because that's dangerous. Because I
It's
remember
not.
on that movie, we call motorcycle riders in the ICU.
Wow, man. Wow.
I'll never forget it. It's right up there with whatchamacallit, To Kill a Mockingbird. I learned a
Wow,
valuable
man.
lesson.
Dumb. All right, that looks. I think we got it, y'all. That's the last panel. I gotta add his eyes and his light lines on his face. But we look like I think we
Nah.
got it. I think we got it. Completion for tonight. We went long this evening, but it's cool. My daughter's home safe, and I'm gonna go get me some food because I'm hungry. Then I'm gonna stay up for late hours of the night and keep drawing, guys. Isn't that cool? It's like,
I'm excited about that. I hope you have a good time.
Thanks. All right, I'm gonna pull up a reference for his face, but let me turn this off real quick. I feel like okay, that's not right. I'm gonna fix his eyes. This eye's a little bit too small here. It needs to be pushed over. I think this is the right height. And then this is gonna be the cool thing is let me show you real quick. This is for Teresa. So what's gonna happen? This is not color. Look, this isn't color that I'm gonna keep. But we're gonna have, you know, in those movies where, you know, back in the day, you know, you'd have this little sliver of shadow, you know, that covered. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking this is gonna be. Because he's doing that. And then we'll have that little he's gonna have his
looking through some
line
blinds?
patterns.
Is he looking through some blinds or something?
Nah, man, it's just gonna be the smoke, and he's on a pillar. Shut up! It's gonna work. It's gonna look cool.
Looking through the blinds like that dude that makes the funny TikToks.
Right. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. All right.
Teresa said gray is not a color.
Oh, come on, man. I bet you can look at some crayon boxes and be proved wrong real quick.
Destroy that theory.
It's definitely a color, man. Can't have a color box without gray. It's not a vibrant color, but it's definitely a color. All right, y'all. I got it. I think we good for tonight. I'm gonna go eat what they call some food. And we got people running and stuff. I gotta do the background where you see the facility in the background, stuff like that. And then I'm gonna go get his light patterns to make sure I remember how to do that. I gotta make sure her face has some light patterns. It's fine. We got Abel looking at the thing, stuff like that. And then I'm gonna send that to Rodney. I'm gonna save it, and then I'm gonna draw later and go to bed at some ungodly hour. I think my son has to go to work. That means I should probably stay up and not go to bed because I took a nap. All right, y'all have been great. Good night. I'm logging
For
off.
everybody that stayed with us this long, you are a hero.
For shizzle. All right, I always like to look at it from different perspectives just to kind of see what's wrong. I'm going to flip it back and forth to make sure the proportions are right. I may tweak some things. It looks right now, but something in my spider sense is saying I got to double check. And then with color, some things, they get hid. You know, you may not see it right now, but I'm going to fix it. All right, deuces, y'all. Good night.
All right, y'all. Thank you, guys.
For sure. Peace.